Hi guys, Pastor Chris here. Hey, I just wanted to get you some information. Many of you have been anxiously awaiting our time of return to worship corporately, and so have we. We've been watching, we've been waiting, we've been praying, and this whole time we have worked hard to practice due diligence in what we're doing to make sure it's safe and what we're doing is right. I have called the city of Clovis and talked with them about their policies and get some guidance from them. I've sat in on numerous Zoom calls that are conducted by the Fresno County, specific to the churches and places of worship. And I'm sure you've heard that the Supreme Court has overturned California's strict restrictions on churches, and so we are allowed to meet in person again. We're so excited about that. And so we are returning to in-person worship this Sunday, February 28th, and can't wait to see you. We have reviewed the guidelines that the California Department of Public Health has put out, and specific to the churches and places of worship especially. These guidelines are pretty much in line with what we already knew from the CDC from the previous brief return to worship that we had, such as reduced capacity in the building, 25% capacity, social distancing, sanitizing stations, masks, check-in procedures, etc. All of that's pretty much the same. The signage, everything is ready to go from the last time that we were meeting together. There's also a section in those guidelines about considerations for places of worship, and it is suggested that we modify our practices that are specific to our faith traditions for added precautions, and this includes discouraging singing unless we can ensure physical distancing greater than 6 feet, as well as some other things. And I just want you to know that is what we're going to do. We are going to return to worship with singing this Sunday at 10 o'clock. Singing and worship are integral to our worship services, and we plan to sing corporately in our return this Sunday. We're going to be taking necessary precautions and achieving the intent of these guidelines by implementing the following modifications to our worship experience. The way that we've done it in the past to be a little bit different. We've always known it's going to be a little bit different. But for instance, you must wear a mask coming into the building. We're used to that. That's that way at stores and pretty much any place we go now. That's no big surprise to anybody. So you'll be required to wear a mask to come in. We're going to be having a check-in process ahead of time so that you can check in and answer a few questions about making sure that everybody's healthy and using those precautions. When you enter the building, we're going to ask that you be escorted to your seat, and then that you just stay there. And we'd ask that you keep your mask on at that time, but we're not going to be enforcing that once you're seated. However, if you do decide that you want to walk around, we're going to ask that you please put your mask back on. We are going to spread you out in the congregation more than 6 feet apart from other families. And here's the key. If you want to sing when we're doing our worship time, then just put a mask on, please. And that's all we ask. The worship team is going to be up on stage where it's going to be different. You'll see anyway. And the singers are going to be spread out quite a bit of a distance away from each other, and they're going to be singing behind plexiglass shields. So these things are really important, guys, and if we don't get cooperation on those things, then we won't be able to sing corporately. So I just ask your patience and cooperation with that. Along with these precautions, we have all the usual general precautions that we have already had in place. The church is being sanitized prior to each service, and that will continue, especially in the high-touch areas, such as wall switches, handles, doorknobs, stair railing, that kind of thing. We added a mechanism called bipolar ionization to our air conditioning system in the church in the basement, and then next door in the classroom building, which will come down the road when we are having children's churches services. But I don't want to get too technical, but in the bipolar ionization process, basically what's happening is that it charges the particles in the air that get blown into the building with the air conditioning system. It charges those particles and it neutralizes the bad stuff. There you go. That's the short version of it. And the bad stuff being bacteria and virus cells. So we're pretty proud of that. These are extra precautions that we're taking to make sure that we are not adding to any spreading of viruses. Here's one of the main things I want you to know, though. Our services are going to continue to be live stream based. And then we're just now expanding it to accommodate people that want to come. Our limitations on our numbers will be somewhere around 45 to 50 people. I highly doubt we'll have even that many, especially in the first week. But we are going to continue to live stream. That is just the new way we're doing church now anyway. That's going to continue. So I say that to say that many of you will likely elect to wait and not return, at least right away. And I want you to know that we completely respect that and we honor that. Again, this whole thing has been a process of trying to do the right thing, trying to do the safe thing with due diligence, but at the same time exercising freedom to be able to get back to some kind of corporate activity here. And so we're excited that we're going to be meeting again this Sunday, but we're going to do it very cautiously. Now, that's Sundays. This Sunday, the 28th, we will be meeting in person. Wednesdays will follow a few weeks later. We're going to just kind of go one step at a time. So right now, our first scheduled Wednesday night Bible study in person will be Wednesday, March 17th. So we're going to have about a couple weeks to just kind of get this under our belt and make sure we're going in the right direction with our procedures and our protocol here. So be patient with us on that. The live streams will continue on Wednesday night, just like they have been. And then the Wednesday, March 17th, we'll meet the first time in person for Bible study at 7 o'clock. And again, the live stream will continue to go beyond that for those that don't want to come. So this has been hard for us, guys. We've been seeking the Lord and trying our best. And I know that I'll probably get second guessed on this. That's just part of leadership. But we believe that we are following the Lord on this and doing things correctly and with the intent of the guidelines. I just pray this: come this Sunday, not for the purposes of just like some kind of act of freedom, like we're just going to come just because we can. I want you to consider coming to church this Sunday with an expectant heart of something new and a fresh touch of the Lord. Come into that place. We have been away, guys, for a year. It is no time to return back to anything other than just anticipation of a powerful move of God. And that is exactly what I'm anticipating. Be in prayer this week leading up to it. Again, there'll be a check-in process. There'll be all kinds of information on our website, on our Facebook page about the check-in process, but we will be using likely the same process we did before, where we're going to be texting you some questions that you need to answer, or some kind of questionnaire about your household and making sure nobody's sick and all of that good stuff. But just again, can't wait to see you. Come with an expectant heart. Be in prayer in this week leading up to that, and let's just see what God was up to. We'll see you soon. I love you.